So you
Yeah,
started the game already?
you gotta share your screen though, bud. No, you're good. You're good. And then you're gonna
Now I can't.
and you're gonna pull up rush hours or whatnot. You're gonna pull up rush hours stream or whatever stream. Okay. And then, JoJo, you want me to do the introduction for the showdown, or do you want to do it? And you, 100%, it does not matter to me.
Oh yeah,
so.
you got it. You got it.
Okay. We'll be muted by this point, so we got 2 minutes, and then
Okay.
he's gonna do your championship run up that thing.
Yeah. Do I sound good on this mic? Is it all right? You get to be good?
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
Yeah,
Order.
JoJo's good.
Perfect. All right, here I am. I am Fitzy_2K, joined by JoJo for the JoJo Dr. JoJo Showdown. Excuse me. What is good, Doctor?
Hey, I'm just happy to be here. It's exciting. I know we've been waiting for this for the finals for a while, and it's time to go.
Nice. And now I just have to clarify: are you a real doctor?
Absolutely. I'm
wait.
the
Hold on,
best
hold on.
doctor.
Are we not live?
What? Uh-oh. So I need to do what?
Well, we're having technical difficulties already, and this is your first time streaming here, JoJo? Not streaming, but commentating. Commentating, excuse me.
First time commentating. We're figuring it out, you know.
Hey, so far, if there's not a technical difficulties at the beginning or middle and or end, it's not really a stream, I don't think.
It's not, and you know, with as many hours of streaming I've put in, you know, there's always going to be some difficulties, something here or there, but we're gonna figure it out. And we're gonna get these games rolling ASAP.
Oh heck yeah! Anything that you want to see out of this game? Is there any person that you're really watching on these two teams?
There's two guys that I actually know personally, and one of them is T Springs. And T Springs, he's been one of the we call him the randoms, right? So he's one of the unknown guys, kind of like myself when I kind of jumped into the 2K league. Not many people knew who I was, so I'm excited to see how he does in the finals with some more pressure on him. He's playing power forward tonight, so you know he doesn't have to be the point guard center. He just got to do his job, kind of like I do in the 2K league. Just do your job, do your role, and help the team get the W.
Well, that's big, JoJo. You know, a lot of people forget. Everyone wants to be LeBron. No one wants to be, you know, Luol Deng. Guy that does his role, plays defense, makes his shot when he has to, and they all just want to be that main guy and doesn't understand how important a corner is or that hash is, that maybe doesn't do that much, quote unquote, but he fills his role.
And that's the thing. That's what people forget is say it's a 4-point ball game, and say that corner is 1 of 3. Well, he's kind of the reason why you lost. You could say he cost you the game, so you've got to be ready whenever your number's called to be able to knock those shots down. If the shot clock's going down late and you get the ball in the corner, What are you going to do? Are you going to make a play and get a bucket? Are you going to facilitate to somebody else? So every position is huge. Obviously, point guard and center are the main ones, but every position is key and crucial to winning the ball game.
100%. It's funny how people forget that, because if you don't have a good corner, you know right away when you don't have a good corner.
And the point guard and center and everybody else on the team will let you know. They'll let you know.
The one guy that I don't know these two teams very well. I've been looking at it for the tournament though. Lion Shada of, I believe, Shilow. It looks like he's the small forward. He's probably their hash guy. He has 32 average. He's averaging 32 points in this tournament so far. So it'll be interesting to see what this team can do rush hour to slow him down.
We're going to need to see what this lockdown, I believe it's Oshadi. Is that who the lockdown is? I believe so. It'll be interesting to see how he does. I know I'm looking at the stats here. He's had 4 steals, 5 steals. So he can play defense. So it'll be interesting to see how they match up against Shiloh.
Yeah, definitely. He did have, it looks like he had a 46-point game as well.
Oh my goodness. Where was the D? Who were they playing? The blind school?
But and again, everyone that's worked this hard to get here, it's awesome. It's fun. What was your experience like when you came out of the combine in that draft? When you were gonna, am I gonna get drafted? Am I not? What was your thoughts going into that, and kind of what these guys can expect if they do make it into that pool?
Yeah, well, Fitzy, I actually had it good. I was pretty confident that if I made it into the pool, I was gonna get drafted, and that's what happened. And so that just happens, having a good feel. So some of these guys going into the pool, they knew that, all right, once I got selected got into the pool, I'm going to get selected in the draft. So it's case by case, though. So not everybody knows if they're going to get drafted or not. I just had a pretty good idea I was going to get drafted. I didn't know which team. It was about 3 teams that I thought I had a good chance at, and ended up being the Timberwolves.
Very cool. And now, do you have any conversations beforehand with these teams? Like, any of them tell you kind of, hey, if you're available at this spot in the draft, we're probably going to take you. Any of that type conversations where it comes like with the NFL draft or even the NBA draft, where you kind of get that phone call a couple picks before, hey, we're going to take you if you're there.
Yeah, that's another thing with just case by case. I'm sure some guys had that. I didn't get the call till after it was the fact. I was sitting there. I had no clue when I got to watch Brendan Donahue announce my name. So it was pretty cool, and it was a lot of build-up. But we had a bunch of people over at the house. I told my mom and dad, because we did at their house, I said, let's just make it small. We'll just have like 10, 15 people. Because in case I don't get picked, I don't want a big letdown. I don't want a bunch of people there to see me not get drafted. So ended up, of course, my mom and dad told everybody. So by the end of it, there was about 80 people at my house. Everybody was just trickling in. So by the 3rd round of pick, I think it was 52, ended up Timberwolves selected me. The whole house went crazy, and you just heard everybody screaming. And we had 2 different rooms watching it. So you heard one room that was 3 seconds ahead because of the delay, went crazy, and then I'm in the other room like, oh, this has got to be it. So then we all got up and started screaming. So it was an awesome experience, and that's one thing that these draft hopefuls, they're going to remember that draft night for the rest of their lives, whether they get picked or don't get picked.
Yeah, that's awesome. And, if you do have a lot of people over there and you don't get picked, well, you can just turn it into drinking. And just let everyone know, this was pre-COVID, so he was following the guidelines. There was 100%. No 10 people in the house, limit to 1 person. So he had a big gathering. But, yeah, if you don't get drafted there, now you just have a party. You got people to drink with and stuff. But that's so cool. You got to share that experience with so many people and family members. And, again, these draft hopefuls, it's going to be a little bit different coming up with this draft because maybe you can only have your immediate family there. Still a special time as well, though.
Yeah, super special time. I know my boy Jay Curry actually got picked in the Grizz gaming tournament. He didn't win the championship, but they were able to pick 2 players that didn't win in the finals to be draft eligible, and he actually got picked tonight. And he actually shouted me out on Twitter tonight, which was pretty special. Just knowing what he's going through tonight and being able to relate that with him and share that with him is just really awesome. I'm gonna remember this night for a while because he's just a great guy, and I'm happy to see him get draft eligible.
I played against him before. I've never played with him. He's a heck of a player. Definitely, again, I don't know him personally, so I would take your word for it because I played with you before. This is previous years. You and Gump and a couple other guys. And, it's funny how big this community is, but how small that competitive scene is, and it's just getting bigger every year, which is awesome. Leagues like ours, ADBA, we're coming up, we're competing. You know, we're getting these little guys in here, trying to give them a spot to showcase. Just kind of like you were kind of that underdog, didn't really have that huge name coming out, but then you come in your rookie season and you win a championship, and you know, I don't know if you guys got rings, but you got a ring.
Fitzy, you hit the nail on the head right there. The 2K community is large. The overall community is large. The pro-am competitive scene, man, it's tight, and it's really hard to bump yourself up into the comp scene and be known as one of the best 2K players. And it takes a lot of hours, and that's why you know, we pride ourselves on all the hours we put in. You see Bear, if you're following his social media, he's always posting. He's putting in 10, 12 hours a day, grinding, streaming 2K. So it's a big process. You got to put in the hours to become top. And actually, answer your question, I brought it out, Fitzy, and I got it right here just in case that question popped up. I got the ring. We got rings. One of 12 people to get rings, and it's a good feeling to have her. Let me tell you. Well, one of 15 now. Excuse me. The Wizards. I got to remember the Wizards just won.
Well, hey, look at that. Congratulations. That is awesome. It really is. That's a big accomplishment. You know, people can, like you kind of said, oh, well, you didn't score 50 in that game, but I looked at your numbers. You were right there. You hit your averages, and that's awesome. That's what you can do. If you overperform, that's sweet. You underperform, you're losing that game. You're losing that series, and you performed very, very well in that finals. That's awesome.
100%. It was a exciting night. That finals was insane. They had the big break in between they had some technical difficulties, so we had to sit up in the room after game 2 for 2 hours, and then we had to go back down and play. But you know, we know the story. We ended up winning, so it was an awesome night. One we'll never forget.
Oh heck yeah, I couldn't imagine that, and especially having to sit up there and wait in your room. Like, when is this game going to happen? What's going on?
We had some Netflix on. We were watching The Office. We were just chilling, just having a good time, drinking some Red Bulls. That's probably why Feast and me were so energized by the end of Game 5. We had drank 3 Red Bulls each, so we were juiced up. We were ready to go. We knew we were in for a long day.
And they have doctors on site, so I would not recommend consuming that many Red Bulls in that short of time. But these are professional athletes, and don't get me wrong, you guys are professional athletes. Like you said, JoJo, it takes hours and hours of working and getting better at this game. Otherwise, someone's going to come up and take your spot, especially for me. I'm quote-unquote an old head, so there's another guy that has 10 times the reaction time I do. It's just about knowing how to kind of play in your position and your role to be able to escape these young bucks coming out.
Yes, sir.
We're going to get the lineups on the screen right now. We're about to get started, so we'll have a lot more conversations to go. Yeah, this is going to be a fun night, JoJo. I'm really excited. I've done this a couple times now. I know this is I'm here for your first, so that's good experience for me.
Absolutely. I'm ready.
Excuse me. All right, so this is going to be the game 1 here of Rush Hour versus Shilow. Am I saying that right, JoJo? Is it Shilow?
Shilow 2K, the Shilow. I think they've got a clothing brand and a gaming brand. I looked at their Twitter. They got all sorts of stuff.
That's awesome. Maybe I have to, if they win, maybe I'll pick up some merchandise. I don't know, though.
There you go.
I'm looking at their numbers, and I'm finding it hard to put my money on Shiloh. I think I'm going to have to go with Rush Hour now. So far, my picks before the game, I have been 0 for 72. So it's been very, very tough on my picks. So if I pick Rush Hour, that means Shiloh's probably going to win here.
Rush Hour is a great team. I know their point guard was talking some smack on Twitter, so it'll be interesting to see who pulls it out here. It looks like
we're hopping right into it. So we got, I believe, let me look here. That's NATO. So I believe, what is it? Rush Hour is in the red, and Shiloh is in the white.
Correct, and there's my boy T Springs with the ball.
Well, he unfortunately got that animation. It's going to say their ball, but that was a great pass. He did pump fake there instead of throwing that panic pass, which you really need here.
Absolutely, never a good idea to panic. We want to take care of the rock.
And they're getting this pick and roll going early. They pinch real well. Tries to throw that alley-oop. That was just great defense overall right there. That pick and roll is going to come early and often, I'm sure, on this previous gen.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see that's the best defense you can do, and that's just not a good shot. They have to get better looks than that.
Yeah, they love the Curry slide, the point guards. That Curry slide creates a lot of space, but if the defender stays on his hip like he just did, as he gets a huge ankle breaker for Shoddy there, pulls up on that mid-range, it's green if it goes. I believe that was a white lightning shot, though. And now we're going to see Rampage coming back up here. No, but yeah, he definitely took a bad spot. Here's T-Springs right there, your boy. He missed that shot. That's a good look. He's going to take that every single time.
Absolutely, and that's just shots you got to make. Open shots in the corner, the highest percentage shot make in the game. It's the best shot in 2K, so got to knock those down.
Oh, heck yeah. Do you think he played a game before this game after they just hit Gardens, I think it was?
I would imagine so. We always liked when we had a finals or any series to get a warm up in. So hopefully they did that.
Good pass. Good pass.
Big defensive breakdown there. They just got it into the paint. Easy bucket. They're finally on the board here. It's 5-2. And this is starting out slow. There's 3 minutes left in this first. And like you said, yeah, I would imagine that wasn't his first shot. But again, you got to kind of get yourself open with the delay that's happening. Great pass into there. Breezy just takes it in 7-2. Their interior defense is looking a little rough. Are they just not swinging enough here, JoJo?
I just think I think they just got a little nerves going. I think it's finals. It's a big game. They want to perform. They know they got us commentating. They know it's a big deal. I think they just need to calm down, get their sets run, and settle down on defense. Just stick to the fundamentals. They'll be all right.
Oh, heck yeah. It always takes that first quarter. Like you said, you're probably nervous. You want to do everything right. As he just hits a great shot there from deep. I thought it was contested a little bit more than that, but obviously it was a great shot as he gets it up to T-Springs. Oof. Oof.
And you see right there, the reverse would have been a really good play right there because he had the defender on his backside right side. So the only block he could get was that animation. So he should have gone with the reverse, and that just comes with playing.
Yeah, definitely. And the reverse is fairly easy to do on that location that he was coming in at, as he just threw an interception back, but they got it back. Here's Drew. Yeah, you got to make that on that fast break. That's basically giving away free points there.
Yeah, and it looks like Shiloh was just kind of deer in the headlights to start the game. I'd like to see them get settled down in the offense, get a play or two. Let's see them run a play and get out of this just pick and roll. It'd be nice to see them maybe a off ball slip or something to the bucket. And there it is.
Good pass. Let's go.
It gets it right into the middle there. Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Now, before you made it into this league, did you guys have 1 or 2 set plays that you kind of practiced with your pro-am team beforehand? And do you think most of these guys have that? Great,
yeah, 100%. Yeah, great shot. They're looking really good, and they look comfortable, especially on defense. Look how they're just moving. Everybody's moving on rush hour, and you love to see that.
Now we're going to have to see if Rampage here can get something going. He's getting into Lions been their top scorer. He's their top scorer of this whole tournament. I think you just have to stick on him. Rampage really hasn't had a lot of production. He puts up very solid numbers, but not those levels of say like Jay Curry or Greenlight, those big time point guard numbers that come out of there. So I would like to see him kind of stay home and make maybe Rampage shoot the ball.
For sure. And Shooter, you say he's got the best scoring on their team. He better with that kind of name. You know what I'm saying? If you got Shooter in your name, you better be able to shoot the rock.
Well, it's just like lockdowns that can't lock down the point guard that have lockdown in their name. It just never made sense to me.
Exactly. That's what they are aspiring to be, I guess.
That could be, and I'll never knock anyone who wants to really learn how to play. The tough part about a lot of 2K players that are right on that cusp of being very competitive and not are egos and their willingness not to listen to people, even if they think they're better than them.
Absolutely, Fitzy, and it's to me. I've always said this. It's 80% skill, and it's 20% skill and 80% mental, and you've got to really have that mental side and being able to work, which goes along with working with your teammates and dropping your ego.
That's for sure. I mean, it's just you look like Joe Burrow was working out with, and now obviously T's and P's to him. He went down. He will not be back until next year probably the beginning of next year. But he was getting coached by Jordan Palmer. Now, when you put a great all-time quarterback, right? Jordan Palmer's never going to be mentioned, but guess what? He knows how to make all the throws and he knows how to do everything. He just maybe can't do it on the field like some of these athletes. But he knows the game, and that's kind of where it looks at where maybe the guy doesn't know exactly how to do it, but he can tell you how to. It just makes it frustrating when people won't listen to you when you're really trying to get everyone better.
Couldn't agree with you more, Fitzy, and it's not to knock Nacho too much. Nacho played with us at T-Wolves Gaming. He was our sixth man, and he could play. He actually filled in and played with us very well in a few games we needed him to. But he was known as the sixth man, but when he had something to say or he had some input, we all listened to him, and he was very knowledgeable about the game and understands the game at a high level. So just goes back to dropping your ego, listening, and knowing that your teammates are there to help for you.
Definitely, and especially as your teammates want you to get better, and maybe you might have an explosive thing that happens on the court where, again, maybe it's T-Springs is missing a shot, and you got the point guard, hey, you got to make that shot. Now they're not really mad at you. They're hyped in the moment, and you got to be able to take that and go, yep, you're right, I got to make that shot. Now, not go into the, well, you got to hit your shot. Well, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you? No, just, yep, move on. Let your captain be your captain. And just take it with a grain of salt in the heat of the moment.
Absolutely, and it's looking rough for Rush Hour here. For Shiloh. Rush Hour is really looking comfortable, and Shiloh is just very sped up right now.
They just don't look good in the half court. They're really not. They're not producing a lot of fast breaks, and that's usually the key to your half court offensive problem is just getting those stops and getting those huge fast breaks quick. As they have an opportunity, but they played it. Rush Hour played that perfect. They didn't give up the three. The guy got back to the center, so there was nothing in the middle as well. As Lion Shada, there's two Shadas, so we got to be careful. That's a great shot there, I guess, but it goes in.
Yeah, they have. I don't know if I've seen a green yet though, and you really want to see some greens. That's when you know people are really locked in and they're in the zone when they're greening all their shots. And I know they've made a few whites, but we're gonna need to see some greens if Shiloh's gonna make a comeback here.
Yeah, it's definitely it's tough with that. And if I'm Shiloh here, I'm letting probably anyone but Shada score. So I'm just gonna send everyone I can at Shada and say, hey, make some plays.
Absolutely.
As Rampage almost missed his center wide open in the paint, which happens quite a bit, and I get it, you're looking for that three-point shot, but man, when you're that wide open, you expect that ball a little earlier.
You definitely do, and that's actually the other guy that I know on Shiloh. His name's Scody, and he practiced with us when I was an intern at Pacers Gaming Season 1. He came up, drove up, and was on the practice squad for Pacers Gaming, so he's had some little experience playing with the big boys, and he's been in the comp scene for actually probably longer than I have. So I'm sure that if anybody's gonna get this team settled down and in a rhythm and get some buckets, there he goes again. It's gonna be Scody. So expect big things from him.
They're being smart now. They're just taking what the defense is giving them. They're taking that little easy slip. They're really trying not to give up the three-pointer and just take the 2 points, and then hopefully your defense can get you some stops on the other side. It's a 10-point game. You still have a lot of time left. Great swing there. Tried that pass back. He was expecting to be open there. That's the only reason I can think that why he would shoot that.
Yeah, and here's Teesprings again. It just their offense just doesn't look very fluid right now, and hopefully they can figure it out. But this dribbling pick and roll just doesn't look too great.
No, and like you said, that
They get blessed with a nice animation there, but that was a alley oop on two people.
Hey, you gotta love some of the 2K animations, that's for sure. But like you said, they got to go back to a couple years ago and just run a couple fifis. Everyone in this comp scene literally knows a fifi. There's a green light right there. That was a deep step back. Great screen though.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what we do a lot, especially if you watch the games for Timberwolves Gaming. We run a lot of plays, and when the defense starts getting that pressure, and when they start getting on a little run, like right now, 9-point lead, you've got to hit them with something, with a fifi, a wrap, a dex back, something to relieve the pressure. Because once the defense starts swinging like crazy, it's really hard to get back from that.
Heck yeah. Well, and now that last play there with Teesprings got hit in that corner. Do you think he's a little bit worried about his shot right now? Maybe he has a little bit of latency or some kind of delay, because I thought he should have shot that. Maybe I just missed it, and maybe there was a defender there, but I thought he should have shot that.
I think after missing the first two, he just was a little hesitant.
That's fair. You gotta have to see the ball go in the bucket every now and again, and maybe you get your confidence back as Lyon takes one, Drew takes one from the other corner, and I'm pretty sure that was White. I think they have their I think Teespring has his animations off, so we can't see when they actually green. We have to look for their landing animations.
Oh, okay. Is that what it is? That would make a little sense, because they have not greened yet. And that was a green animation right there.
Yep, so that was a green light. That's how I was trying to figure it out. I'm like, man, because it's not popping up any type of shot contest or anything like that, so we don't know how contested these shots are. As a great cut there from Teespring. Doesn't get it to go, gets that poor animation, but...
And now, do we have the archetypes listed somewhere? Or we don't have that right now, do we?
We do not, unfortunately. It looks like Teespring's on a lock, though. Some sort of corner
I'm very
build
interested to see what it looks like maybe a rim sharp he's got out there. It's very interesting because 2K's done a great job with adding multiple archetypes. Even if there's only a few that people use, it's better than one like they've had, in 2K16 where it was just balanced outside inside. So I love seeing all the different archetypes and seeing how they use them to benefit their team.
There's Lyon right there with a great move. He did get open. I don't know how much of a contest. Didn't look like it could have been more than 10%, maybe somewhere in there. 14% contest.
I tell you,
very greenable.
$1 million move and 2-cent finish. You gotta put the ball in the hole when you make a move like that.
You are not wrong. Anytime you get those flashy, those ankle breakers and stuff like that, if you don't make the shot, I mean, what was the point of it?
Exactly. You gotta finish the play, and you gotta. Oh, and here's a long pass. Like just stuff like that Shiloh's been doing, just not very paying close attention to details, and you got to pay attention to details when you're playing in finals and at the highest level of 2K.
Well, and someone criticized me, which I always appreciate. Anytime anyone that's listening here too as well, if you have any type of criticisms, advice for me, go ahead and hit my Twitter up, and I always love to try to just get better at what I'm doing. But that in the 76ers, I commentated the finals there for the Combine. They said I was a little harsh on the players, but it's tough, just like we were saying. Shiloh just doesn't look like they're prepared. Now, is that on us as commentators not to point out that they're playing like garbage, or should we just kind of pretend like maybe they're having something going wrong, or their internet's down, maybe it's lag?
Yeah, Fitzy, I'm especially being a professional, it's very easy to be very critical, and I think it's a bit of both. But if they want to be at the top and they want to be in these finals, I think they should know that if they play poorly, it's to be expected to be called out here and there.
I agree, and it's not taking anything away from either of these two teams. Both of them made it all the way to these finals here. They're playing for the money. I'm sitting up in a booth, so there's that. But they just don't look comfortable in any type of offense right now, and it just makes you think what's going through their head. And have you guys went through these slumps with the T-Wolves Gaming where maybe you just had to shake it off, or you yourself or someone had to, hey, kind of slap you in the face and go, "What's going on here? Let's figure this out."
Every single day, Fitzy. Every single day. You
And
always
that,
have rough days. You always do.
and that's what is expected, right? You need someone on your team, whether it's your buddy T Springs, maybe he's got to step up. Hey, what are we doing here? You do this, you do that. Let's do this.
Yep.
It just doesn't look like anyone in that party is stepping up and taking control and saying, "Hey, we have a chance." They still do. They're down quite a bit now, but they still have a chance. There's a lot of time left.
Yep. And Fitzy, that's a big thing that to brag on my twin brother a little bit. And to diss him a little bit. He's a terrible ball handler in 2K, but our team, we ran a lot of sets, and this is probably 2K 17, 18, and 19. And we were able to compete with a lot of the comp teams, even though our skill wasn't quite as high, we were able to run the Fifis, outsmart teams. And that led to a lot of success and got my name out there and eventually got me drafted. So kudos to Gump and Noah and all the guys over there with the randoms and Naptown Legends that, you don't have to be the best skill wise, but if you come together and you work at it and you create plays that are going to get you buckets, you have a chance to win. And that's what I'd like to see Shiloh do here. I'd like to see him do some fifis, do some plays that are going to get him some buckets.
Just anything, even if they just keep throwing it down into the paint every play. Wow,
And
what a green light
but not
there.
to be too harsh on them, Fitzy, because they're actually getting some good looks. They've missed multiple corner threes. They've missed Shot has missed a couple threes, so they're getting open. They just got to knock them down.
Definitely, and yeah, to your point, I mean, a la the Miami Heat, they made it farther than anyone thought they would this year to play the Lakers, and yeah, I mean, they didn't have the most talented group of people, but they played as a team. It was, I'm going to fight anyone that tries to fight you. We're all brothers here. Let's go. And that mentality will get you far.
Yes, sir. I think that's a big key, and you saw that with our finals team and T-Wolves Gaming. And what a pass! What a great dot and great shot. That is big. He could have easily thrown that to the corner and got picked off, and he made the extra read. Great pass.
Yeah, they're down 15 going into this fourth quarter, it looks like, unless Shot is going to get another point off here. But even if you're down 15 or 18 here, or it's going to be 17, unless they score again, obviously. They got 28 seconds, but their half-court offense has not looked great. Hopefully they can put something together as they get stripped there. He's got to rely on it. I didn't see anybody down there to help him kind of get the ball up after you're seeing him getting doubled there. That's just maybe just lack of communication or just lack of awareness there.
Yep, and I think whenever you have pressure in 2K, you can't let them double. You got to send somebody up. I remember Bear would always yell at all of us. If he's getting the ball up and two people are on him, somebody's got to help him out. You can't leave your point guard out to dry, and unfortunately, that's what it looks like is going on here. They've got to send somebody, maybe a diagonal cut or something like that, to get a good corner shot. But
yeah, I definitely think you're right. We had this not me and you, but I had this conversation a couple games back about teams quitting out too early. Like, not necessarily too early where, the game's over, we're going to quit. But, at 2-minute mark, you're not going to probably make a comeback, and you quit out of the game. Me personally, I would rather run a couple plays and see if we can't figure something out. What is it for you think? Because I know you have to play the full game whether you're getting blown out or not. But back in the day, would you prefer to quit out and move on to the next game? Or maybe we can try something and do something different on offense and see if it works?
I've had a rule since 2K17. We never quit out of games. My team never quit out of games. And then when we went to Timberwolves, Coach Butler, he had a rule we never quit out of games either. So and some teams quit out with like 2 or 3 minutes. And I'm not going to bash them if they're down 15-20. I understand. We'll get to the next game, especially if it's just practice. But we wanted to instill that mindset that we never quit. No matter what the score is, we're going to play every possession till the buzzer sounds. And I think it'll benefit you in the long run if it just instills that in your mind, and you're never going to quit. And the buzzer's not over till it's over. And we saw that with our team with comebacks, and when we gave up a 17-point lead to the Cavs in the fourth quarter in season 2. So you can't quit till the game's over.
And I agree with you. And I'm not knocking anyone, because as a competitor, obviously you get frustrated when you go down. 20 points. You're getting frustrated. Nothing's working. No one's probably really talking. Everyone's kind of down right now. And so I understand. Let's quit, move on, regather ourselves. But that's the process. Is after you quit out of that game and you get into the party again, you have to regroup. You can't just you got to regroup. You can't say it was 2K. You can't say I was lagging. I'm going to restart my connection. All that stuff. That's just excuses. And the more excuses you build up, the less you put on yourself to be able to try to improve and get better in that next game.
Absolutely. And again, not to knock Teesprings too much, but he had an open look, and I don't know if he was expecting another person to shoot the ball, so he was running in towards the bucket, but I'd like to see him keep shooting. Those shots are going to fall. You practice every single day, and you make a lot of shots, so just keep shooting. And I like what they're doing here. Shiloh's not giving up. They actually, a lot of times when you see a 15-point lead going into the fourth, it bounces to like 28-30. So it's good to see him keep it within 15, get some buckets, make some nice reads, and at least give him some belief that next game we can still come out and we can win.
Oh heck yeah! That's the big thing is just not losing your confidence for next game, and it's hard not to. And that's where you see the competitor come out in you, and Absolutely. That's where you see a championship team.
When the party starts getting quiet and nobody's really stepping up because it's just really hard. Who's going to be that leader? Who's going to get them rallied? Who's going to be the vocal leader? That's huge. They're not next to each other. They're not physically next to each other. They're online. So it's huge to be communicating nonstop through this entire series.
And then do you know a Max VXEW? I have no idea how to say that name, but it seems like in the chat here he has it out for Teespring. I don't know. Did he beat? Maybe that's the team that maybe Teespring beat them to get to this finals here.
I'm gonna have to pull up the chat and see what's going on. I didn't have the chat pulled up. I forgot to.
No. It was just he just mentioned that something about. Can you believe how bad these two teams? Or I believe they're talking about Shiloh, and then he said, "Yeah, imagine with Teesprings on your team." As he just silences the haters right there with a 3, 62-47. This game is pretty much over. A minute 25 or minute 20 left to go in this fourth. I do like that they're not quitting out. They need to get something going. Get it down to 10. You only lost by 10 then. That's an easier one to swallow there.
Oh, Team Legacy? Oh. Is that Team Legacy we're talking about? I would like to see. I just hate people hating on other people. They paid money to get in here. Anybody else could have paid money and gotten to the finals, but they didn't. And Shiloh's here. They're on the main stage. It's their time to shine. And win or lose, they've put in a good fight to get to the finals. So there's no need to hate on anybody. We're just here having fun.
Heck yeah, I agree with you. And that was one thing that kind of is weird about the community. It goes, if you're in the inner circle of this community, and that's what here at the ADBA we're trying to get rid of, that everyone's a part of the community, that they'll actually help you out. So if you see a guy and you think he's not very good, reach out to him and say, hey, I could probably teach you a couple things if you think you can help him learn. That would be the route I would go instead of just kind of calling them trash or putting them down. Why don't you try to build them up?
For sure. And unfortunately that's a lot the 2K community is a little bit known for. And it's just a lot of competitive side. But there's a line, you can still be respectful and still be super competitive.
Oh heck yeah. I always they come out with that this player's toxic or whatever, and I played with some of these quote unquote toxic players. I don't think they're toxic. I think they're competitive. They call it like they see it kind of thing, where the hand just misses a couple shots. I'm not passing to you anymore. You got to hit those shots. Like, oh, that's toxic. No, he's being real. If you're not going to make the shots, why would he pass to you? So a lot of these toxic point guards, I think they're just hyper competitive and trying to make their team better, and it just comes out in a way that maybe some of these younger guys, these 16 to 21-year-olds that they got a trophy every time they participated in something. Maybe they're just not used to that competitive fire. And I'm going to tell you, get used to it. Dr. JoJo's truth right here that, boom, championship player has the ring to prove it. He's shown it. It's a beautiful ring, by the way. I didn't say that when when we were first talking there.
It is beautiful. Let me tell you, I don't know if the chat saw it, but I showed the ring earlier, and it is quite beautiful.
Yeah, no, it's and I wonder, do you know if any of these guys, Teespring or these guys have the PS5 or the Xbox Series X? Have they been playing 2K on that yet?
You know, I'm not sure. Some of my buddies have it, some don't, and I couldn't tell you which one's which, but some of them have it. I know a bunch of them have sent me their pictures. I just can't think of them off the top of my head.
Okay, yeah, no, because I wonder if a couple of these guys haven't been playing on the next gen or the current gen. A lot of people are calling it so many different things. It's hard to keep it straight, but playing on the Xbox Series X or the PS5, it is two completely different games. So
Absolutely.
maybe they're now getting used to the current gen, and they're going back to this old gen and just not getting the feel for it, not playing enough games together to get that back.
Absolutely, and I've only watched. I don't have a PS5. I haven't got the new gen, so I'm looking to get it here soon. But it definitely looks like a completely different game, and that's what everybody's told me. They said it's a completely different game, but they love it. From what I've heard, everybody really enjoys the game on new gen. So I'm excited to get these new tournaments rolling. I know we're planning on doing some more new gen. So be on the lookout, chat. Sign-ups are going to be out soon, so get in there. Get your teams ready. It's going to be fun. We're going to do this again, hopefully.
Yeah, I will tell you, the PS5 is amazing, JoJo. Oh, you don't have one? Yeah, no, it's awesome. 2K21 is phenomenal on it. So much fun. Yeah, I can't wait for you to experience it.
Gump was supposed to get me one. Gump was supposed to get me one. He didn't get one. He secured one for Big Wednesday, but he didn't secure one for me. So I'm gonna have to give him some grief about that.
Really, Forrest didn't bring you one. Wow.
Forrest let a
That's
bro
tough.
out to die, and it's tough to see. You hate to see it for sure.
You do hate to see it. I mean, I have his account on my PS5. You want me to log him out real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Actually,
The amount of times I've
PS5.
done that is unbelievable. I've signed him out so many times.
Well, yeah, him and Big Killer Kyle back in the day, if you remember Kyle.
Oh, yeah.
JoJo at all. Yeah, he used his account for about a week or so while Forrest was out. So yeah, it was funny. He got signed out a couple times, I believe, when he got back.
And what's awesome is no, you're good. We got the production team in our ear. You know what I'm saying? We're big fancy people. So
Yeah.
and that's what's awesome, Fitzy, is you know how many people you actually get to meet online and how they become your best friends. It's just a little side note there. It's some of these parents don't quite understand it, and us kids, as we grow up, some of the best friends I have are from PlayStation, Xbox. So it's awesome.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm 34 years old. I did not start playing online video games until, gosh, I was about 25. So, like,
Wow.
back in my day, we went out partying when, 21 when we first started drinking, because I don't break the law. But back, we'd go every once a week, or, weekends. We'd go to friends' houses. We'd find a bonfire. It's a little different world now, obviously, but that's what I was doing all the way up until I hit about, 24, 25, and then I kind of slowed down, relaxed, and I started playing video games. And yeah, I got two really good friends that I have never met in real life. That I'll send them my bank account information right now. Like, and it's weird, it's crazy.
For sure. I don't know how to explain it. They're just good friends.
But yeah, they're going to be loading back up, hopefully. Maybe they're all checking their connections. That could be it. That's taking a little bit longer to load up. But yeah, it's definitely different.
Do we want to go on a short break until they get
Yeah, we got
set up? Do we have
why don't-
a scene for us, Vaughn? All right. We will be back shortly. Sweet.
All right, cool.
Sweet.
Let's try to get in there before tip off though this time. I know that's not your fault, or we were talking and stuff like that.
So,
and then Vaughn, if you
sorry,
go ahead, Jojo.
do I have to leave again and go back to the end to watch it again, or how is that? Are we good from now on? So I just hit leave stream and then I'll be good. All right.
Yeah. Well, and then Vaughn, you can talk over us if we're talking and you need to tell us something like, "Hey, we're gonna go to break here," or "We're gonna do that." And no, because they can't hear you, right? They can't hear you, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna keep talking while you're talking. And we'll hear you. We'll hear you. Like, hey, if you want to, we need to do this. Yada yada yada. Anything you say.
Just be. I don't know. If I'm talking, be quiet. Just be like. Just be like. Because I'm like, you talking. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And I'm sure that comes in practice, but for me today, this is my first time. Like, go to break.
Oh, you guys can hear me, anyways. Oh, great. That's awesome. I'm glad. Right. Did I?
Jack can hear us right now?
Well, yeah, you're lucky.
What up, Mark? What up, boys?
They quit. You're lucky I didn't say nothing. Usually I get off the screen and start talking shit about everyone in chat.
That's what I was gonna say. Man, production team didn't tell us we were talking. Oh man, that's setup.
That's how you get me too'd right there. All right, we are going to take an official water break now. We will be back in approximately 2 minutes. Bear with us, stream. I'll still be here talking to you in the chat. So I'll talk to you in the chat, but you won't be able to hear us. Oh, you're good. You're all good. Oh no, you're making it super easy on us, though. Oh, I'm here whenever, so yeah, perfect. Perfect. I wonder if Zach has a screenshot yet of that first game. No.
Hey Vaughn, if there is ever time that I want to mute myself on the stream but let you guys hear us, is that even possible? No. Is there any way that I can talk to you two but not the stream? Is that possible?
You'd have to tell. You'd have to
have two mics probably or something.
That, or you'd have to message Vaughn and just have him mute your mic on stream, because he can mute your mic on stream. Yeah, so you can message him in the Discord and say mute, and he can mute your mic for the stream not to hear you, and then we could hear you. Yeah, that'd be interesting if we didn't. Yeah, I think we did a real good job, JoJo. Don't be afraid to talk over me. Like
Okay.
if you have something to say, I'll as soon as you start talking, if I'm still talking, I'll stop. If you see a big play happen while you're talking or anything like that, go ahead and stop mid sentence and just, hey, oh my goodness, this play just happened.
Okay, I didn't know. I was gonna say you could cut me off if you want to. If there's
I
a
think
big play.
yeah,
I'd rather me say it.
I found it. Well, I found it's easier just whoever's talking at the time when the play happens to just boom go right into it, and then we can kind of go back. If you're not comfortable with that, I can bring.
I just.
A long time ago, and that's kind of what they do. Is that they're basically doing what we're doing. You know, talking to each other. You know, sprouting out some.
I need to hit watch stream, right? Oh, this is going into the webcams. Oh. Gotcha.
Oh, hold on, let me drop my stream then.
Yep. For sure.
Whoa. Anything you want me to ask you, JoJo? Like anything that you want to talk about at all?
No, not that I can think of. Whatever.
Okay. All right, and welcome back here, guys, to Shilow versus why did I Rush, right?
Rush Hour.
Yeah,
Rush
there
Hour.
we go. Rush
I
Hour.
love their logo. Have you seen their logo?
I did not know. We missed the start of the game that last time, so
It's kind of fire. They got the yellow car, and I like the purple and yellow. It's just a nice little clash there.
So I was playing 2K21 on my PS5, JoJo. So on the oh, that's right. Never mind. I will stop talking about that real quick. I forgot you don't have it.
Stop, you're rubbing it in. I gotta go get one.
But no, yeah. So far, yeah, I think Rush Hour is really in command right now. I mean, Shiloh has to come up with a game plan here. And I think the game plan has to be, let's send our whole team at Shada and let everyone else score on the game.
Yeah, and real quick, NATO says Fitzy's voice is fire, and I'd have to agree. Fitzy is doing a fantastic job. He's just got that voice, right, chat? It's beautiful. I could listen to it for days. But yeah, they got to shut him down. I mean, what are his stats for the tournament? I think it's, what is it, 34? What do you say, 34 points? shooting at 61% clip from 3, 75% from the field. So like, you've got to shut him down. It's just like, I mean, he's like the LeBron, and if you don't shut LeBron down, you're not going to win the series. So they've got to put an emphasis on it, and it's going to be hard, and you're going to have to live with giving up more to other players. But if you want to win, you've got to shut him down. I think you're right, Fitzy.
Well, hey, don't put yourself too down. I would listen to your voice as well. Now, what is it? Pause? Do I have to say pause after that as well? I'm not up on this lingo. But what I'm looking at too is I'm looking at Rampage, which is their point guard for Shiloh. He averages 17 points, so he's not their main scorer. And I think the problem is Rush Hour stays home. They don't have to swing as much because they know Rampage isn't going to put the ball in the bucket at a high level where you see a lot of these point guards that do it open up that court.
You're 100% right. Our production team's got me looking big on the Twitch right now. Just a little technical difference.
Oh, look at that forehead! Look at that forehead!
I got a Peyton Manning forehead right there.
You know what the nice thing is? It looks like your hairline is intact still. How old are you, anyways, JoJo?
20. I'm 23 years old, and the hairline's going. I gotta, when you start having to push the hair over to cover it up, you're losing it. So, I'm gonna be going bald here soon. I told my girlfriend, I said, when my hair starts getting real bad, it's gone. It's just gonna go. I'm not dealing with it. I'm not no shot.
I think you have to. I've seen a lot of guys that try to do the comb over and stuff, and your hair looks. I thought you had a full head of hair. I'm not gonna lie. It looks good. I'm 34.
I fooled you and the stream, hopefully.
I'm 34, and I have a full head of hair. I actually just recently cut it all off. I had it down to my shoulders for quarantine. I just stopped cutting my hair or showering. We won't get on that or anything like that. But but I'm the same way. I have a kind of a odd-shaped head, too, so I don't look good with a super bald head. But as soon as it goes, all my hair is gone. Like, I'm not going to be the comb over. Yeah, I just never liked that look, as much as I would hate to lose my hair. But at least, you know what? At least I have a PS5 as well, JoJo.
Well, you got me on that, all right? You got me on that. Man, I'm excited, though, for getting the PS5 because it does look great. The graphics look good. The gameplay, like everybody's told me, says it's great. So here soon I'm going to get one if Gump would help me out ever. I guess he got his at Kohl's. Where did you get yours?
I got mine, so I went old school. So I tried getting them online. I got them in my cart. I got it to checkout. Couldn't get it. I said, you know what? I'm going to get my butt up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to go down and sit in line at my GameStop. I got there about 8 o'clock. Ours opens at 11 here in Minnesota. I didn't have to get there until like 10:15, and I would have been fine. I was number 2.
Really?
Yeah, I was number 2 in line, so it was absolutely perfect. I got my number, got my PS5. Yeah, I went old school. I just went and stood in line, I guess, Didn't have to wait overnight, which is good.
There you go. All right, well, looks like we're getting ready to start the game. What are we thinking about here, Fitzy? What does Rush Hour got to do to keep winning? What does Shiloh got to do to try to come back? It just looked rough for him.
Shiloh just has to come up with their game plan. Like I said, Rampage isn't that predominant point guard scorer that you normally see. It looks like Lion Chata is their second option, and Drew. So those two, obviously, with Rush Hour staying home and playing still great swing defense, but they're staying on those shooters. They're just basically saying, Rampage, you're going to have to beat us. So I think if you're Shiloh, Rampage, you got to beat them. The Rampage has just got to take a lot more shots, I think.
I 100% agree with you. Hopefully, we get a little closer game. I would like to see this one, maybe even go to overtime. I don't think it's too much to ask for. We won a great game, right? It's the finals. Let's get hyped up. Let's go. Game 2. Here we go.
Yeah, I think just Rampage for their game plan. Shiloh, Rampage just has to get that little more aggressive and send everybody.
Looks like we got a lag out. We're going to have to fix that again. It
usually happens that way a couple times. Unfortunately. And we got this chant. Team Legacy is just spamming out here. And, here's the thing. I don't think this is a great. It's fine that I like people that chat and chat so I can interact. But you're just saying start the investigation. All I heard so far from the chat I've been reading is you had to play without 2 of your starters. Now, JoJo, if you went down, who's going to replace you?
Nobody's replacing me. I'm irreplaceable.
Well, I like
irreplaceable.
that.
No, I'm just kidding.
That is a great response. I love that.
Somebody's gonna have to replace me.
Nacho's going to step up back when Nacho's on your team. You have full confidence he's going to win, right? You carry you carry people on your team so that you can still win games if someone's not available to go. So if you're complaining that you didn't have your best player out there, well, then maybe you need to find better players and not just rely on one guy.
Absolutely. And you know what? They can complain all they want. All our job is to commentate the game. So we let the other guys deal with all that. We're just here to commentate, have fun with the chat, and hopefully the chat does the same. We're just here for a good time. And you know what? We actually have the owner of ADBA in here, Delab 2K. So give him some cheers in the chat. We thank him for putting this on and allowing us to do this.
Oh heck yeah! And on top of that, here's for everyone as well. If you guys are enjoying ADBA Pro stream, make sure you guys hit that heart button and give us a follow. If you guys have Amazon Prime, you might have a free free Twitch Prime subscription. Why not use it on ADBA Pro?
Absolutely, why not? I mean, if you have it, you might as well use it. But we appreciate all the support. Like we said earlier, we're going to keep doing this. And if you notice, we're really putting in a lot of work, and Von's doing a great job. The whole production team, Zach, everybody's doing a great job. We want to elevate our game. We want to be the best of the best. We want to take over as the tournaments and leagues ran here in the 2K community. So, it would do us a lot if you just hit the follow button. Stick around, chat with us like you guys are doing. We really appreciate it, and we're having a lot of fun. Hopefully, you are too.
Well, and definitely give a follow on Twitter as well to stay up to date on all the tournaments that are coming up, because I know you want to do a couple more of these as well, JoJo, and that's going to be awesome. And I think we'll have a lot more hype for that now too, because they get to see that you, the man, the myth, the legend, the 2019 T-Wolves game champion, is commentating their games and possibly interviewing them after the game.
Yeah, and as much as the hype is about winning the championship, whatnot, I'm just like anybody else. I started as a random. That's what everybody called me. I was the random going to the 2K league, and it just goes to show you got to give people a chance. You got to, and that's the thing. That's the beauty in sports. You see that diamond in the rough, and you see it all the time. And it's such a great story. But just like anybody else, I'm here to have a good time. I enjoy hanging out, and it's easy to talk about. I love talking with people, so commentating would be a great thing to get into, and that's why I'm starting to do this with you guys, and I'm having a good time tonight, so let's just keep it rolling.
Look at that. What modesty by Dr. JoJo. I put my pant leg on one leg at a time as well, as he's holding this 10-carat platinum set, 219 diamonds on it.
I do have this, which most people don't have, so I do take pride in this. This is my baby. And we cherish her. That's for sure.
Oh heck yeah! No, it looks sweet. And I'm from Minnesota, so you're my hometown team. I root for you guys. You and the Lynx are now our 2 championship teams. So that's
if only we can get the actual Timberwolves it's their turn. You know what I'm saying? It's their turn, and they got some good pieces this year. So I'm excited to see what they do.
They're putting together a squad. They didn't add so. But yeah, they at least drafted for a great guy and for their need too. I would have liked to see Wiseman and have Cat slide into that power forward position, but I mean Cat's really been dominant in the paint lately, so you can't really even fault him for not going Wiseman. You got Russell, you already got Russell. You're probably not going to bring in LaMelo. And so I think Anthony is probably the number 1 pick right there, and they did an awesome job. They're not like another team I know that brought another non-shooting big man in and signed him from the Lakers to bring help for their team there. So
for sure, and I think Anthony is just phenomenal. To be honest with you, just a phenomenal player. His body type is incredible. So I'm really excited to see what they do. If they can just, hopefully they get some shooters that, or at least they knock down their shots this year. That was one of the things I wasn't so happy about, and their defense was pretty, wasn't the best, you know. So if they can figure that stuff out, and they got good pieces, so no excuse to them. Hopefully make the playoffs at least.
Yeah. And we're going to go right into the game here. We're going to go game 2. We got Rush Hour against Shiloh, and we're going to have to see Shiloh really do something here on this game. Otherwise, I think it's a clean sweep. You know, this is win or go home right here. It is a best of 3.
For sure. And I'd like to point out, I wonder what the BG and APL stand for, because that doesn't seem, when I look at that, it doesn't say Shiloh and doesn't say Rush Hour to me, but that could just be a rookie commentator.
Yeah, no, I have no idea. All people? Maybe all people?
Your guess is as good as mine.
As we come out with 2 bricks now, here comes Lion Shada, one of their big scorers of that team, just bricking as well. Teespring missed one now, Lion Shada, and again, Rush Hour just taking the lead real quickly. It's only 3-0. It's been a minute, but again, they're sending everyone at Shada now. They're not going to let him beat him. Let's see if someone else can step up.
Yeah.
You got a non-lock with a crab there, but does not make it. Snaggers actually comes back and snags that on everybody in the paint for an offensive rebound.
Absolutely, and we called it before the game. We that's what they have to do to, if they want to win, and thankfully they're doing it.
Can he shoot though from the corner? Nope. There we go. We're going fast break opportunity here. Drew tried to get that 3 off. I would like to see him just pass that quick. I think take the 2. Don't worry about that pass fake and trying to get that 3 out. Now that is disrespectful. Teesprings missed his first shot. Now they're just like, leave him open. He didn't shoot well the first game either. Now he's 1 of 2. Let's see if he can continue on that. Once you see that ball go in a couple times from that corner, guess what's going to happen? Your confidence is going to build. You're going to pull that trigger faster.
Absolutely, and there's a big shot by Gardens, and he was the one that was talking quite a bit of smack on Twitter, asking if anybody wanted to do some side bets and this and that. So I'm expecting him to play really well tonight.
Yeah, I think all these guys pretty much play their
Gradens. Excuse me, not Gardens. Gradens.
Gradens. Yeah. I knew what you meant. I felt what you understood. And Teesprings hits down another shot there. They are leaving him wide open. Let's see if he can continue to knock it down, and how long they leave him open for.
Yeah, and as a buddy of his, I really hope he does well tonight. But it doesn't define who he is as a player off of 2 games that we see here, and that's what people need to remember, that you wouldn't want to be judged off of 2 games you play. So don't do the same for the other person, but you will remember it.
Heck yeah. Well, and like I said, both these teams already made it to the finals, so it's not like either of these 2 teams don't know how to play 2K. So they got here for a reason. They're here for a reason. They just need to settle down, get into their groove, and play this like any normal game. And now, granted, you're playing for, this is money, and now it's a win or go home game. So
for sure, and that's the biggest thing, It's a lot different when you play up in the facility at Minnesota, online scrimmaging, and then you go to New York and you play on that stage for, $360,000. It's a big difference, but thankfully we were able to not think about that. You just have to put that in the back of your mind and basically forget about it for the time that you're playing the game, and that'll allow you to play to the best of your ability and not have any nerves going into it.
You thought about it a little bit when you guys were up in the hotel room after that break.
Yeah, we thought about it for a little bit, but once you get on the stage, you gotta just out the mind.
Heck yeah! I think that as a green light there goes for Shada. Again, I think I send everyone at Shada, and they have been so far, and it's been a close game. As he just gets free there, they only have a single coverage, gets it in the corner here. Lion Shada needs to make that. There it is. But yeah, as your point, I mean, you just kind of have to treat it. You have to have that a little bit of adrenaline that, hey, this is a little more serious than a normal game. But once you get in there, you really have to just keep your nerves at a minimum and just really, as you see a big miss there from Gardens.
Yeah, I'm really liking this as Shada just throws it blindly and gets baited. I'm really excited to see what they can do here because Shiloh is just they look more comfortable, but they do these silly mistakes right here, just like that, and just turning the ball over. You can't. Those are free points. You can't allow that. You cannot give the other team free points and momentum. Momentum's such a big thing in 2K, and once you allow them to get that momentum, it's really hard to get it back.
Definitely, and it just looks like they're leaving kind of Rampage out to dry. No, now the center's kind of staying back with him a little bit as he almost goes back court there. But I think they need to run a little bit of plays here, or Rampage just needs to kind of maybe start rim running here. He has no shots attempted right now. Now they are leaving the corners wide open. Rush Hour is, but you need Rampage to get going to open up your whole offense, or maybe get Drew the ball and bring it up a little bit.
Yep, and if you're Rush Hour or if you're Shiloh, you're feeling good that the point guard and shooting guard don't have any points. So that's a plus. And now I jinx it.
Well, there goes Graydon. Graydon's had a couple really easy shots that he probably should have made that just didn't go in. And it happens sometimes in 2K as Drew just comes up, sees he has the defender on his back, takes that shot. That was amazing. Great green light there.
Yeah, for sure. And I actually got those teams mixed up. Shiloh is the team that the point guard and shooting guard haven't scored. So if you're Rush Hour, you're really looking good. Shiloh's got to figure out a way to stop those two guards because they're putting on the hurt.
Yeah, and like you said, Rush Hour, you're feeling good. Even if you're down, even if you were down at this point and the two guards aren't scoring, their point guard and their main other guard, you still are. We're not out of it, Where sometimes if you're down a couple points and one guy is just, again, another easy turnover that could have been avoided by either A, calling a timeout there, or just waiting that half a second for that point guard to come and just hold circle next to him.
A big take by Shot, and they just took the lead. That's big. Yeah, I agree with you. If they can get their point guard, shooting guard going, at least get them some points, that's gonna boost them quite a bit.
And Nag is saying, what's up to you, Dr. JoJo? Nag, the oldest 2K player ever recorded. I believe he's 66 years old, playing at a high level of 2K.
Man, I feel like I see Neg everywhere. I don't know that I've even met him personally, but I see his name all over the place. So he definitely gets around.
Well, hey, when you're just in a nursing home just waiting for your meals to be prepped for you, you have a lot of time on your hands.
I feel like you might know Neg Dog personally.
I've just talked to him a little bit here and there on Twitter and or not on Twitter, on Discord every now and again, and I've seen him in a couple streams. I like his personality, and I figured he can take a little bit of a ribbing. I'd love to meet Neg Dog. I think he's awesome for 2K, and just when he streams, it's hilarious to watch him. But again, he's going to be competing in the newest ADBA tournament coming up here, so it's going to be a lot of fun to see him play and compete and commentate maybe some of his games as well.
That's very exciting. I'm looking forward to the next tournament, whenever that may be, and seeing a lot of new faces and getting to know some of these players. And if anybody that knows me knows that I'm always there for people. If they have anything that they want to learn, if they have questions about 2K or how to get into the league or what's going to help them get into the league, anything like that, you can always shoot me a DM on Twitter or set up a time to talk. I'm here for y'all, and I think that's the best thing that I can do is just give back in that way. This 2K has been such a big part of my life. It's only right and fair that I give back.
Well, and especially since you're still a random, that's the.
Yeah, I'm definitely the most popular random there is, but I love it's awesome seeing the guys that aren't supposed to succeed, quote unquote, aren't supposed to succeed, just blow up and show out and perform at the highest level.
Oh, definitely. And I kid, obviously, when I say, because I've been called a random before, and I've been literally playing with half the guys in the league since about 2K15-ish, somewhere in there. So, I've known Dimes for a long time. I've known you for a little while now as well. I think we played, what, was that 17 or 18?
Yeah, I believe it was 17.
17. So I played against and with a lot of these guys. A great three-point shot there. 24-24 here. What's your gut saying that who's going to win this game right now?
Fitzy, my gut says it's going game 3. Shiloh's going to pull this out. It feels right. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, and that's what I expect to see.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you either. As Shada just has a great freaking man. That's just a great screen, great moves by Shada there. That was good defensive played there too. It's just a better offense. But yeah, I have nothing going on after the stream, so I really want this to go a game 3, so I don't have to just sit in the dark by myself.
Absolutely, and it's just that's what you want in the finals, right? You want best of 3. We ended up going best of 5 in the championship, and it feels right. And as a competitor, I remember when I was in the backyard, or if I was playing, we'd do a best of 3, a best of 5. I always wanted to go best of 5. I might even lose a game 4 on purpose just to make it go game 5. It's better that way.
I don't think the T-Wolves Gaming think it's better that way if they heard you talk like that. But no, I understand what you're saying, and if it's for the money, I'd rather win in 2. But I'm just greedy that way, and I'm an old man, so I got an earlier bedtime than you do. Some of these games can go into the wee hours of the night.
That's for sure, and I've gone away from playing into the wee hours here recently. But I do remember those long nights, man. We would play 2K. This was 16, 17, 18, 19. We would play 2K, me and my buddies, and then I would hop on Fortnite with another buddy, and we'd play Fortnite from about 3 in the morning till 8 in the morning, and we did that pretty consistently. And boy, I couldn't even imagine doing that again.
No, and then as you saw, Shada right there, just again, great offense. It was good defense, but it was just great offense there. It was absolutely ridiculous. He's impressed me so far. I'd like to see how he can do in the pass game, as Snaggers just comes up with a really great steal, takes it all the way for that great Lisa Leslie layup package there.
Yeah, and this is the same stuff that was biting them in the butt game 1, turning the ball over, getting a little stagnant in their offense. I'd like to see them, come out here. They need a bucket before the half. They need to cut this to 3 and get rolling going into the third quarter.
Well, I wonder if either
great shot by Shada. They had a big shot for them.
Yeah, I wonder if either of these two teams are in the new gen, the PS5 or Xbox Series X next gen league that actually ADBA is putting out as well. That season just started yesterday, I believe, or if not today, I think so.
Awesome, and that's great because we need to get more games going. We need to commentate more games. So I'm excited to see these leagues. And if you haven't got in yet, chat, make sure you get your teams and sign up.
Yeah, and they're doing a lot of stuff with that. But yeah, we first to the new gen or current gen. I really don't know what to say about it yet. I think it's current gen, but not a lot of people have it. So just one of those conundrums,
For sure.
And as we've been rambling on here, it's 36-28 now, and Rush Hour is pulling ahead.
Yeah, Rush Hour is doing the same stuff they did in game 1. That's a bummer.
It's a bad animation.
Bad animation, yeah. You got to make sure you let go of that left stick when you're setting those screens.
And it gives them an opportunity again here now, and now they're having Graydon's do perfect
screens with a big pinch, and that's what you love to see from the corner. You don't want to let the point guard get comfortable, and that's just Fitzy, these are just bad turnovers, sped up right there. You want to fake pass. If you don't know who you're passing it to and you're getting bumped, just fake pass. Have somebody come to you and reset.
Yeah, it's definitely just these are simple. Like you should know this again. That's just Drew's trying to bring it up. Breezy drops, tries to get that 3, does not get it, but gets his own rebound, gets it out to Graydon, and it's a green light. Wow.
Dagger.
Wow.
Of
your Shiloh, you're very quiet or very, very loud in the chat right now.
Yeah, you're hurting because that one and another, they're just sped up right now. They've got to settle down. I'd like to see them call a timeout here and get things settled down.
It almost seems like Rampage doesn't want to bring the ball up anymore. I know they run a 2-man set, but that first game, Rampage was always up there, even when Drew was bringing it up. As they get it to Teesprings here, great pass into the corner. Lion misses that, gets it back out. Teespring has it, takes his time, gets it out to Rampage with the meter on. green light.
What's the score now? 43. I can't see it. I got something covering it up. It's hard to see. What is it? 43 to
31.
31. Okay, so a 12-point game with about 8 and 20 left. 8 minutes 20 seconds. So there's still time, man. You know, hopefully they don't give up and they keep fighting and get this game close going into the fourth.
Yeah, I think it's game over. And normally when I pick, like I said, when I pick a team, usually that's to their detriment, and that means they're just probably going to lose the series. But Rush Hour just looks in control. It almost looks like they're trolling right now, taking kind of these contested shots, making some unorthodox passes. Has a great shot there from the corner, brings it back into 9. A lot of time left. They definitely aren't out of it, but again, it just looks kind of like Rush Hour's toying with them and just having their way in that half-court set. As a great block from Scotty. Am I saying that right?
Scotty, yes, sir.
Scotty.
He's been around for a while, like I said earlier. He's played with all the big dogs. I'd like to see him get a draft spot here the next year, if not this year, then next year.
Yeah, this is kind of the nice thing about doing this tournament with you too, JoJo. The Dr. JoJo Showdown here at the ADBA was I don't get to watch Xbox that often. It's not something that I do, so I get to see a lot of these guys. I did it as well a couple other games, so it's a lot of fun seeing the Xbox side of it. I know it's not as competitive as the PS4 or the PS5 side. Again, that is a little bit of cap. I am 100% just kidding.
No. PS4, PS5, that's where the real competition is. And if you want to become a comp player, you want to be a champion, that's where you need to go.
There you go. Take it. You said it, not me. So
I'll well, I guess I can't say that on the air, but I'll drop mine. You know what I'm saying? I'll let them hang.
Fair enough. No, I haven't got to see a lot of Xbox side of it. And obviously you're seeing Rush Hour here, very dominant in this finals. And again, they're just trolling right now. They are just trolling in the finals. Only up 12 with 1:42 to go in the third. That is some brass ones.
And as a competitor, some people will say, "Oh, that's disrespectful," or this and that. But if you're Shiloh, you need to take it as disrespect. They're the ones that have to say, "All right, what are we going to do? Are we going to let them troll, or are we going to come back and get this thing reasonable?" So, Rush Hour, they deserve to do what they want here. They've gotten the lead. They are in the driver's seat. So,
yeah, that's it's definitely like you said, it is a little bit disrespectful, but you know what you have to do? Stop it. That's all. If you stop it and you bring yourself back into it, you don't have to feel disrespected anymore. The disrespect comes from when you can't do anything about it, and they just keep doing it to you. Just like Randy Moss back in the day. He had you run that go route, and you had 3 people on him, and he caught the ball. That's disrespectful. All you got to do is stop it, but they couldn't.
They could not. I watched a couple of those clips today on Twitter, and boy, he was something special, wasn't he?
Straight cash homie.
He was
great
phenomenal.
Cash. Yeah, definitely a hell of a player there. And now, before you got into the league and all this stuff, what was your team? Because I know you're not from Minnesota, which I would have loved if you were. That would have been a great story. But you're from originally from Indiana, right?
Indianapolis, Indiana, and like I said earlier, I interned with Pacers Gaming Season 1, and that was, to be honest, that was the dream job. Even being an intern, getting paid minimum wage, I loved every second of it. Being with my home team, the Pacers, and that's my go-to team. But the Timberwolves have now become my second favorite team. So Pacers have always been number one. Big Reggie Miller fan. All the greats from Indy. Indiana, the historic basketball state. But man, it would be nice. We'll see what happens. But if Pacers Gaming did pick me up this year, I would not be mad.
So you're saying you weren't good enough to play for them, so you had to go somewhere else to show them. No, I'm just kidding, JoJo.
That's right. That's exactly what I had to do.
And you went and won a championship and said, "Hey, this could have been me and you here, guys." But Yeah, no, that's awesome. What about you Colts guy then as well? They're making kind of a push here into the playoffs. There's not a lot going on in the court, so I'm trying to think of stuff to talk to here.
Oh, we can talk about anything. We can talk about how great it's just put the work on 4 guys and hit the midi. So what's that? 56, 45. Yeah, the Colts are my team. Hopefully we can get a dub against the Raiders this week. We're looking really good. We're looking very good, and if we can just keep the offense rolling, that's the biggest thing. Defense is looking sharp, but if old man Phillip, if he can get the troops rolling, we got a shot to at least make a run.
Now, I have fun little tidbit about myself here. I've actually been on the Pat McAfee show twice.
Have you now? Now, I love his show. I love his show.
I love it. I watch it every single day, to be honest with you. If I'm not watching, something that the ADBA is putting out, that's what I'm watching. Otherwise, I'm playing golf, which has been crazy since in Minnesota. I literally played golf this afternoon.
You played golf this afternoon? How cold was it in Minnesota?
It was 48 degrees today.
Wow. Well, not terrible.
No, that's short weather in Minnesota. How long you'll understand once you're here a couple of years if you stick around or if you end up going back.
Oh, but yeah, I remember the -10 wind chill of -40, 3 feet of snow outside. That was my first year.
Yeah,
that was cold. It's a
that's
different
warm
cold up there.
Yeah, that's not even that cold. That's not even that cold. We had last year, the year before, we had one that was without wind chill, meaning just how cold it was outside. It was -32 degrees. I think that should be a national emergency.
I'm never moving there. That's for sure.
But in this game, it's 67-50 now. It was just a 10-point game, and Rush Hour has been trolling this entire third and fourth quarter. It looks like Rush Hour is going to take this in 2 games, and Shiloh just they didn't come prepared enough, and that's a big part of it. And as you were saying, JoJo, before we went live with Game 1, is preparation is key. You got to put the hours in, you got to put the work in. And I know some people like to say professional gamers they aren't athletes and stuff like that, but you put in the work too. You have to have your mind, you have to have your body ready, all that stuff, mentally acute, in order to win games.
For sure. And it's just it's like anything in life. It's day in, day out. What you put in is what you're going to get out of it. This Rush Hour team looks pretty dang good. So they've definitely been putting in the work, and kudos to them. They deserve this win.
Yeah, it looks like they had a game plan this entire time. It looks like they did their research because they did not leave the game 1. Now, obviously, once it got out of hand and once they kind of saw a couple of the guys not hit the shots in the corners, they kind of let loose on them now. But in the start of the game, they just kind of let Rampage in the on-ball defender just kind of sit there as Shada hits another green light there with his badge on. 72-54. Now, if I'm Shiloh, I think I lick my wounds here and I'm out.
Yeah, you say GG's and come back next week and try to win the next tournament.
Nag Dog wants to know how many plays in a 2K League team playbook is there on average?
On average?
Yeah,
on average, it's probably pretty low. I'd say probably 10 to 15.
I wouldn't consider that very low, just considering, as much as 2K has come in the years, like just closer to realistic basketball, there's still only certain things you can do with the animations that you get.
Well,
so it's hard.
I agree with you, Fritzy, but when I got to Minnesota, we had a 55-page playbook that we all had to study and memorize, play for play, and memorize each player's position, not just our own. We had to have all that memorized. So when we talked about in Season 2 that the Timberwolves had multiple plays and we figured out ways that we could set each other up for success better than any other team, that's what I mean. So I think the team still have a little bit of ways to go. Now that, to be fair, that was with an outside center. So you can run a lot more plays with an outside center. It limits you quite a bit with an inside center. But For the Timberwolves in season 2, we had so many plays, and every day we'd go in and we'd draw on a whiteboard, and everybody would take a turn going up, and we just go through all of them over and over and over again. And I think that led to a lot of our success, being able to, when we needed something, we had a play that we could go to.
Man, that's awesome. What was it like day in, day out, kind of on those practices? Was it pretty intense practices for you over there, or did they get more intense closer to the game, or less intense closer to the game?
Absolutely. I think every team's different. For us, we would practice hard, and then we'd kind of ease up going into the game. We wanted to, at least game day, we wanted to get like one scrimmage and not take it too serious. We wanted to just scrimmage and get our shots down mostly. And you don't want to go in, say you had a rough game. You don't want to take those bad vibes into the game. But it's just kind of preference, I guess.
Okay, and then I know me being on the PS5, with you not being on the PS5, literally every center can shoot.
Yeah.
So every center build can shoot now. So that's going to make it interesting. And I know I've seen a lot of people say, especially point guards, not to just call them out, that this 2K is kind of unrealistic on the next gen with everyone being able to dunk and dribble and shoot. And it's like, well, it's your my player. No one wants to be Will Dang. So why would you limit a certain player to not be able to have that superstar? This is more like a dream team or a all-star game is what you're having here, 5v5 all-star game, because you want all-stars.
Absolutely. It makes the game so much more fun. You don't want that for sure.
So yeah, so it's definitely a lot different, and I like it. I think it's going to be awesome. It's going to really show some of these guys that are a lot more talented, but were limited on the builds that they had.
Yep, for sure. And hey, do we get a name a champ now?
Well, I think I think Rush Hour won here. Everyone was quitting. I don't know, 70. Yeah, it's
Congratulations to Rush Hour, the first champion of the Dr. JoJo Showdown. So let's give him a big round of applause in the chat.
Yeah, heck yeah. They take home the
fun series.
Yeah, they take home the championship for sure, and they take home the money. Hopefully, we'll see them in the regular season. If not, in these other tournaments that are going to be coming out here for the ADBA. I know, JoJo, you have aspirations of doing a couple more tournaments here, which would be awesome because it's been a lot of fun. Thank you again for Zach, Vaughn, the Vaughn Gamer. Yeah, he did an amazing job for us here. Zach, everyone at the ADBA just put together a great organization. Yeah. Yeah, that's so we're gonna try to get, I think Shada is gonna be the MVP here. I mean, I think you'd have to be. He ran that whole offense on, I mean, he got everything he wanted.
Absolutely. He played phenomenal. I can't think of anybody more deserving than him. So hopefully we can get him on here soon, and get a chance to talk to him and let people know a little bit more about who he is and give him a chance. I know I don't know who he is, so it'll be fun to get to know him and ask him a few questions about this tournament.
Yeah, no, and you know, it's been fun for me, especially being able to ask you some inside questions on the league and stuff, and obviously seeing your gorgeous 15-karat platinum set, 1,200 diamonds, all manufactured mintly in that place there. So it's a beautiful ring.
That's right. I might have to put it on one time for the one time. I haven't put it on in a while. So
did you actually get it fitted?
Oh yeah.
Where'd you go with it? What, a pinky ring? Oh, all right. That's respectable. And it looks clean. I would have went with the pinky ring.
Pinky ring? Oh
yeah. You gotta be the Don, especially when you can go next one. You can get the pointer when you get your next championship here coming up. Hopefully,
okay. We can switch it around.
There we go. I like it. And then, so yeah, this is a great tournament. Obviously, it was a little uneventful in the games, but both teams made it this far. Rush Hour, I just think, had a better game plan. I think they looked back at the other games, looked at the screenshots, and said, "Hey, this is what we need to do." And it looks like Shiloh was just like, "Hey, we're happy to be here. Let's try to win."
They definitely did, and it just comes with experience. I think. I think they were a little gun shy at the beginning, a little deer in the headlights, and that's just gonna come. I mean, it's a great experience for them. They got to play in a finals. Not everybody gets to play in a finals. There's a lot of good teams, so to be able to make it to the finals is a big deal. So kudos to them. Hopefully they can build off this momentum and hopefully make it to the finals. Maybe win the next tournament. So they just gotta stay positive, stay together. It sucks when you play on these pro-am teams, then one guy dips if you lose. They don't stick together, so then you got to rebuild this whole team chemistry. So hopefully they stick together, get together, watch the film. That's a big thing that pro-am players don't always do, is watch film. So I think it's huge. Watch film, see what you guys can do better. But congrats to Rush Hour. They dominated. They completely dominated. It was never really a question who was going to win this series. So big shout out to all 5 players and their bench for coming out and playing in the tournament and getting the dub.
Yeah, and if you guys are enjoying this stream, go ahead and hit the heart button. Give us a follow. If you guys have Amazon Prime, you have a free Twitch Prime subscription. Why not use it on ADBA Pro? But yeah, going into that, watching film is big. It really is. It shows you a lot of where you could be better on the court, especially spacing.
Absolutely, and even us pros, sometimes we get caught ball watching, and that 2 feet, 2 feet in the game, you're slide over just a hair, and if you catch that ball and you get the shot up, it may give them a 20%, 25% contest instead of being all the way back or into the corner, and then it's a 5-7% contest, and then you're making that shot, you're greening it 10 out of 10 times with 25%. It may cause you to miss.
Well, you're greening 10 out of 10 times. Some of these corners probably are not. So, it was a great experience. What do you think of this commentating thing? What do you think about talking just randomly about thoughts and watching the game a little bit from the comfort of your own basement there?
I really enjoy it. I'm not gonna lie. Hopefully we can keep doing this. I know it's my first time commentating. So chat, this is the worst it's gonna get. Okay, we're only up from here. But it's fun. It's easy. Talking about 2K. If we were commentating about something else, I don't know if I can do it. But being able to talk about 2K and visit with a great guy like you, Fitzy, it's easy.
I feel like that was a shot at me there, though. That you're just saying that my job is just easy. Just easy. I may not have this big, shiny, 27-karat platinum set, 2,000 diamond ring, but no, it is a very easy job. I'm not gonna
talking about 2K. That was what I was saying. It's not easy. It's very hard commentating and keeping up with everything, and it's definitely hard. I feel like I have a lot to learn, so that's one of the big reasons I'm excited to keep doing it and grow and get better.
No, you did a great job. It is an easy job, especially just being as prepared as Vaughn had us and Zach had us. It makes this job super easy. Now,
and I'm pretty sure, Fitzy, I'm pretty sure I've heard this here or there, but I'm pretty sure the play-by-play, if you have a great play-by-play, it makes the color commentary easier. So,
well, it is true, and we do this a little different style. Well, I appreciate that. You made it easy for all of us here with just bringing that great personality, that great smile, voice, and ring. But the big thing too with commentating is just, for me, we do it a little different here. We try to make a production out of it versus just someone talking into a mic and calling out every single play every single second, kind of like radio. You can do that on radio, but when we're watching it, it's good. So we do have Shoddy now for the interview. Oh, Andy's on camera. Okay.
What's up, Shoddy?
How you doing, man?
Hey, congratulations. My first question now, before any of this, is how do you feel about Russell now? Russell Westbrook is now your point guard.
First, it's starting to grow on me, but I was hurt. I'm not gonna lie. I've been a Wizards fan forever. I'm from DC, so losing John, that kind of hurt me. I ain't gonna lie.
Shoddy, I am a huge Kentucky fan. So John Wall, very dear place in my heart.
Yeah.
So to see him go,
10 years, man.
To see him go to the Rockets, it's not going to be right. But you guys get Westbrook. I mean, you can't be too upset about that.
Yeah, I mean, I like Westbrook to an extent, but I don't know. I just got to see how he fits with Bill. Like that's all it is. We gotta see how he fits, and with our
Well,
new young guys.
well, let's get to your performance on the court here. Obviously, you're the team MVP, but it's a team effort, and you're gonna give a shout out to your guys. I know that, but it looked like you could literally do anything you wanted on that court at any given second right now.
I had played the lock before in Orlando Magic Open. I mean the tourney, and I think I scored like 45 on him. So like once I seen him, my eyes lit up. I was like, oh yeah, this is about to be free.
Wow. Well, I mean, that gets to the point right quick. So you guys were very confident going into this game. Obviously, we saw the talk on Twitter and whatnot. But so going into the game and give me an idea about what you guys have been playing in. I want to hear what tournaments you guys have been playing in. Have you guys made it to the finals of other tournaments to make a spot in the league?
Okay, so I never played. Well, I played with NATO before and Graydon's last year, and they just asked me to play in this tournament. So I just played. I just won the Bucks tournament, so I got my pool spot. Like
Congratulations.
last weekend. Thank you. And
Congrats.
and I played with NATO in the Next Up League, and we won that championship for the season. So we kind of had some chemistry going into it, and I just knew like once I saw who we were playing, I just figured it would be not easy, but like it would be relatively easy just because we had that chemistry already from the PNR.
Well, we had talked about that. JoJo had talked about that about chemistry being a really important part of this, and it looked like you guys defensively had all the chemistry. Your swings were on point. Did you guys have a game plan going in there besides you just seeing that lock and going free candy? Did you guys have a game plan on defense?
Just regular swings, make them think, bait them, take whatever bad passes they gave us. I saw that their corner was like on a 94, so I said just let him shoot more than the other people. I mean, they did a good job in the second game shooting wise, way better than the first game. So I got to give them respect for that. And I mean, other than that, we just trusted each other and just went and live with the results. Sometimes you get doubted, sometimes you get it still.
Yes, sir. Shotty, so I always love asking the question. One of my buddies, Jay Curry, I don't know if you know who he is. He's on the PS4 side, but he just got his draft spot tonight.
Mhm.
What does it mean to you to get that draft spot? I don't know. I haven't seen much of your posts or anything like that. I'm definitely gonna go hit a follow after this performance tonight.
Appreciate it.
What does it mean to you to get that draft spot?
Oh, it means a lot, to be honest. I couldn't do it last year because I had my kid last year, so I knew I wasn't gonna be able to like go for the league, so I kind of like sat out the whole process. So this is really kind of like my first year going for it, and I love the process. Like, well, I did the combine on 19, so but this was my first year getting in, so 1 out of 2 tries. I love the process of the tournaments. I feel like we should have won earlier, but we had like some things go wrong with our teammates that weren't quite committed, so we kind of had to like shuffle. Like me and 2 of my other teammates, we kind of had to like shuffle between teammates, and then we found the perfect pair of the power forward and center, and from there we just we locked in, and we were in the finals of the Gen G. Probably was going to be in the finals of the Cavs, but we ended up winning the Bucks first, and I guess the people that we beat, they advanced. So it just means a lot to me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't take it for granted at all. I've been trying to reach out to more people and like build my connections and network with people, coaches, scouts, players, so I can just like see where I can get my foot in the door. I know it's not that many PG spots, so right now on next gen I've been playing shooting guard more just to show my versatility. And
I was
going from there.
I was just about to ask you that. There is a lot of great PGs in the 2K League, and from what I just seen in this brief stint with you, it looks like you have everything with the stick skills and just the IQ of taking your shots. I think I only seen 1 or 2 force shots in the 2 games where you thought you were going to get open, which is no fault of your own. You have that quick trigger, which is phenomenal. But would you be willing to switch a position? And what is your second position for your comfortability? Is it that hash shooter or second ball handler role?
Yeah, definitely. I could definitely do that easily. I've been doing it now on next gen with another great point guard. So and he's not really going for the league, but he's a winner. He's been doing phenomenal in retail. So I figure why not show that I can play alongside somebody that's good as well. And I mean I can do it all. Like as far as playing like a sharp or second ball handler. I have the IQ and like to make the reads of a PG if my PG is kind of struggling. So I don't know, like I know I can do it. So I just want to show like everybody that's watching me on next gen that I can do it.
Well, we'll get you out of here pretty quick, Shadow. This is an awesome performance here in this finals. Congratulations to you and Rush Hour 2K. You guys did phenomenal. One other question with you. If you ever struggle, do you give up the ball when you're coming up as a point guard? And this is just me out of curiosity. Would you go, hey, I'm struggling a little bit, here's to the second ball handler? Are you the guy that types to fight through and, hey, I'm going to get my shots up?
No, I always like if I'm struggling, I was playing with a great shooting guard, my teammate Sleazy, and he always was able to like help me out if I was struggling, and I have no problem because I can affect the game in other ways. Like I don't have to just score, I don't have to just make all the reads. I can play good defense. I can like tell him what I see or tell my teammates what I'm seeing, but I'm not able to execute at the moment and like keep it moving. Like I have no problem. I don't have that big of an ego where it's like I'm struggling, but I'm gonna still try to go for 30. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Hey, Shadow,
I just want to win.
That's a great answer. That's a great answer, Shadow. That's the one you have to answer there. JoJo, you got anything else for Shadow here? Or Shadow, do you have anything for JoJo?
No, not really. Good luck on the upcoming draft. Hope to see you back in the league. I know
You're
you're a
good.
great player, great IQ. I saw you playing earlier with my friends. What was it, Drip Set with Token and Jay Curry, you know, those are my guys. So like I know what you could bring to the organization. So it's just good luck.
So you're saying it wasn't on the PS5 then? You're saying that's what you're saying?
It was
I saw
all
him
on the
P4
PS5.
earlier.
It was all P4. That's
Yeah.
where the competition's at.
Yeah.
Oh, we're just playing. But Shotty, yeah, congratulations. You know, especially in the draft spot, that's huge.
Appreciate it.
Any social medias you want to shout out real quick to the chat before you get out of here?
Yeah, my Twitter is xshotty. My clan that I created is It's For Life, so it's 4L. So anybody wants to follow those two, feel free. My team page is Don't Talk World, and right now I'm playing with Major Bump. So shout out to all those guys, and if you want to give a follow on our journey, then feel free.
All right, sounds good. Well, congratulations once again, and we'll get you out of here.
All right, thank you, appreciate you.
Yeah, congratulations, Rush 2K and Shadow. He's gonna get out of here. That's awesome. Washington guy
awesome.
too.
That's
so
awesome.
yeah,
you know, you love to see that, and you know he's definitely putting in the work. If he's playing with Major Bump, you know we know those guys over there. Saint was playing with them, played with Timberwolves, Hami, Bear was running with them a little bit. So, you know he definitely knows what he's doing. There's a reason why he was the MVP tonight. Phenomenal player, and seems like a really great guy.
Yeah, he seems like a team guy, and you really need that. It's hard to find that at point guard. It really is a team guy. Now, a lot of these point guards are team guys, but they do have that little back of their mind that, man, I got to put up these numbers. But he doesn't seem to have that, and it seems like his teammates in the chat right here are giving him nothing but praise, and that's always good to hear.
Absolutely, and you know it's awesome just seeing all these guys putting the work. And you can't have that. You can't have an ego if you want to win in the league. You just can't. You've got to put your ego aside and play for the team and give it your best shot.
That's what surprises me. That's what surprises me that Jeff wins. You know, in the league sometimes.
Oh, some more Jeff shade. I can get behind it.
Oh heck yeah! Well, there's a little bit of shade in chat here. If you see that, if you see Drew, I think Drew's a little salty there, saying that. Shadow needed to get his hair straightened. I don't know what the kids call it now.
Oh, he'll be all right.
But the lineup, there we go. The lineup. Nah, he looked good. I mean, was not what I was expecting when you hear Shadow, but he's a great guy. I thought he was gonna be a little older. I'm not gonna lie.
You never know with these gamers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look at you. You're what, 50? So, you know, you never know what you're gonna get. No, but in all serious, no, 50. I'm just kidding. But in all serious, thank you guys. Thank you, ADBA. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Vaughn. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Fitzy, for walking me through all this. Chat, appreciate you guys hanging out. Make sure you follow the stream. Before we get out of here, I just want to say thank you to everybody. Hopefully, we see you in the next tournaments and leagues.
Yeah, definitely. JoJo, get out of here. I know you got your time is precious here, so I'll just send these guys out. JoJo, thanks for hosting this, my man. Congratulations again, 2019's T-Wolves Gaming Champion,
NATO,
Dr.
you don't got one of
JoJo.
these. NATO, you don't got one of these, boy. You don't got one of these. You may be a champion, but you don't got one of these.
Yeah. So, but yeah, if you guys like the stream so far, go ahead and give us a follow. If you guys have Amazon Prime, you have a free Twitch Prime subscription. Why not use it on ADBA Pro? And look out for all these tournaments coming up. We have our full league coming up for the current gen. We still are doing a lot for next or for previous gen. So be on the lookout there. Follow ADBA Pro on Twitter and give us a like and all that stuff. So thanks for having us, guys, and congratulations again to Rush 2K. You guys have a great night.
Peace.